Imagine like you find out that like I don't know who would be really really funny. I don't know, like Shawn Mendes, his real name was Doug. Imagine if we just found that out one day. I don't know why I thought of him. Just any famous male celebrity. Uh, but like, yeah, just imagine
Harry
that.
Styles.
Yeah, Harry Styles. Imagine one day we just find out his real name. Doug Styles is his name. That's his real name. We just find that out one day. Or even like it would be even funnier if it were like a rapper as well. Like one day we find out that fucking it
Fucking
would be a really funny one. Like Danny Brown, his real name's actually Douglas Brown.
doesn't he actually have? Isn't his name like? His name is something like weird. It's like Dan. What the fuck is it?
Hang on, I'll look it up.
I need to know this.
Dan Brown,
Danny
the Da Vinci
Brown.
Code. That's his actual full name. His name is Daniel Dewan Sewell.
Yeah, Danny.
Oh yeah,
Sewell.
Sewell. I remember that. We mentioned that on.
Yeah, fucking what a.
I just don't think if I was gonna adopt a stage name, I would have gone with Brown.
Yeah, I mean, like,
imagine
like,
we find out like
every other color is kind of better.
imagine like we find out like MC Ride, his real name is not Stefan, it's Doug.
Doug.
I mean,
You know,
look,
Doug Ride.
Doug Ride.
It's like
Doug
you
Ride
see
is a
him
porn star for sure.
and you're just like, that man has killed at least 7 people, and his name is Stefan.
JPEG Mafia, real name Douglas. Douglas Mafia.
Yeah, honestly, that's the scariest. If you could summon the fucking Douglas Mafia on me, I don't think I'd survive.
Actually, JPEG Mafia's real first name is Barrington, which is an amazing name.
isn't that
That's
what
a fake name.
isn't
His
that
full
what that bear movie everyone likes is?
His full name is
Paddington.
Barrington Devon Hendricks. I don't know how you have the last name Hendricks and you don't choose to use that in your stage name at all. You just ditch it completely.
Short way of saying best musical stage name is Hunter Hunt Hendricks.
Yeah, I mean, I still like trip out whenever I remember that Dua Lipa is like her name. It just doesn't seem like it should be a name.
Dula Peep.
I noticed, and I thought of that because I saw today that on Twitter she was named an honorary ambassador of the Republic of Kosovo, where she's from, which I thought was mildly interesting, enough to remember for about a few hours, I think. Imagine if we found out that Tyler the Creator's real name was Doug. I'm sorry, I'm still
Tyler
going with this.
Ohana, I believe is his real
I know.
name.
Like, I just imagine that. Imagine what would be funny.
Shut up, John Lennon.
The funniest possible thing to me is finding out an artist who has like a really normal name, like as their stage name, is like their actual name is just completely like when I found out that Bob Dylan's real name was Robert Zimmerman. Like that's not the funniest possible example because there's still a Robert there, but like just finding out, like imagine if John Lennon's real name was like Steve Irwin.
Can we start the show now? Tired of this fucking conversation.
Aretha Franklin's real name is like Cameron Diaz. I don't know.
Would you shut up?
Oh, please stick all of that at the end of this. Jesus.
Yeah, I mean we're yeah. As always, it's time to get stuck into the what we've been listening to segment, which we do to catch up on fucking just words don't make sense when I say them.
Let's get stuck into it.
Alrighty, let's get stuck. Okay.
It's not my fault you people say things funny.
Alrighty, let's get down to beeswax with our first segment of the
Oh, for fuck's sake. Well played.
No, I mean I gotta say I gotta go with the cover here. I think Miss Apple, if I may call her that, Miss Apple's I think her vocals just
what are you, some
really
kind of fruit?
It's some kind of fruit bitch. Fruit fucking Fiona from Shrek. Anyways.
Is that what you call a Fiona Apple fan, a fruit bitch?
I think so.
I'm a fruit bitch.
What are fucking Steve Jobs? What are you fucking Steve Fiona Jobs? Is that what you anyway?
What?
Motherfucker just had a stroke.
What are you saying?
Yeah, this cover's pretty good.
Let's just take a minute to breathe, and then we can get into talking about the Black Man and the Danger Mouse. Black Thoughts
anymore.
Black Thoughts drag alter ego Black Thought.
Jesus fucking Christ.
I have never once had a black thought. Come on, guys, cheer up. We're having some fun. We're having a good time.
There's no way to go up or down from here. I'm in a state of suspended animation.
This is the least fun I've ever had doing this podcast.
I did feel somewhat bad going into this segment, knowing how tired you already were, Morgan, and I'm sorry that I've exacerbated the pain that you've been suffering through. I can only hope that getting to talk about fresh hot bars from your old favorite Killer Mike will make the pain a little bit less unbearable. Because he's fucking fire. I want RTG
with the gun I shot Reagan.
I want RTJ5 already. I need it. Anyway,
it's like the best.
If Killer
verse
Mike's
of the
records were any hotter, he would be Griller Mike.
George Foreman Michael. He would be. If he was a child sex pest, he would be Thriller Mike.
Ayo.
Black Thought is a rapper from Philadelphia.
Shut up! I'm gonna do the proper transition.
You might know him.
No, that's the transition.
You might know him from the band The Roots. They're on Jimmy Fallon.
He was
also some albums called fucking, I don't know, Illadelph Half-Life and fucking
Remember
Things Fall
the
Apart.
name.
So, everyone's favorite.
If he made trap
Roots
music,
song.
he'd be Triller Mike.
Hey.
That's not Killer Mike's on this album. Is Black
If
Thought's
he,
not Killer
if he
Mike.
was a fish, he would be Giller Mike.
And Danger Mouse is a producer who you probably know.
If he was a dead producer, he'd be Dylan Mike.
You might know him from The Mouse and the Mask, the MF Doom collaborative project. He specialized, or the fucking Gnarls Barkley song that everyone has heard.
If he was a beer, he'd be
alive.
Miller Mike.
And yes, Run the
I was
Jewels.
literally just Googling Miller definition.
and now Black Thought. The Home Alone Macaulay Culkin.
Yeah. Trans Star Wars.
More like Star Woke.
We both went for Star Woke.
More like Obi Woke Kenobi. What is he fucking gay now?
More like Rogue Woke, a Star Wars story.
Using a force on another man to kiss him?
To choke him? Sounds pretty gay to me.
Butt fucking in my Star Wars? How dare you?
There's graphic man-to-man anal sexual intercourse in my Star Wars motion picture. I will have none of this, good sir. I'm unsubscribing from Disney Plus.
More like fucking Groom Wars. That's what Disney. Sorry, I'm making Morgan want to die. I'm sorry.
No.
Big Bopper.
What the fuck is that?
He's dead.
Oh no.
He was a great rapper of the times, but died unfortunately due to a drug
Big-
cartel shooting in Mexico.
He died in a plane crash.
Oh no.
That was shot
Along
up
with-
by a drug cartel
It was the day the music died.
when we lost
Uh-huh.
Big Bonzo and Big Bopper.
Yeah, I cried for 3 weeks, man.
Your music saved me, Big Bopper.
Come back.
Come back.
Boys in the time machine, I'm going to save Big Bopper.
But not Richie Valens or Buddy Holly.
Ah, fuck him.
No, fucking Big Bonzo's better.
I preferred Frankie Valens and the Four Seasons.
Jesus Christ.
Have any of you been seeing what the fuck is going on with Topsters too?
Oh yeah. Wait, you mean the dude who's like a super hardcore conspiracy theorist?
Yeah, I went there to like, oh, I'm just gonna refresh my chart or something. I click on it, and the first thing I see is this fucking 8-paragraph where you
Yeah.
type in the album and artists that begins off with, I am shutting down Topsters too soon because I stole it from its rightful owners. I no longer believe Hegel. Hegel was incorrect. And then goes on to say, I am going to reunite the Catholic and Lutheran churches. COVID-19 is seeing together.
COVID-19 is
Stop using
television.
5G, please. It's hurting the bees. Direct quote. Somewhere in here, he says the phrase, the powers that be by Death Grips is about 5G.
Let me hang on.
That's the most big brain shit anyone's ever said.
Look, I think this is so important that I need to read this out in full. All right, because just getting snippets of it is not getting the full picture here. I am shutting down Topsters too soon because I stole it from its rightful owners in Germany. I have to find them somehow. It is time for them or someone else in Germany to make Topsters 3.0. Hegel, the German philosopher, is haunting me. I'm sorry. Now I see that Hegel was not the best philosopher. Parentheses. He had an illegitimate son who he sent to die in war. Parentheses. Perhaps Franz von Baader was better. The Lutheran doctrine of two kingdoms is wrong. Parentheses, though to Hegel's credit, he did call it the massive era of modern times. He was right about that. Parentheses. I am going to try and return the Nomad lands to their rightful owners wherever they are. I fear that the disciples of Martin Luther were thieves. Martin Luther stole something from someone. He was neurotic. We have to reconcile the Lutheran and Catholic churches. I have written about this here on a blog called Hegel's Bagels. Please read it. Also,
I love how big his mind. He's just like, I am going to reunite the two churches and give back the land to every indigenous person. I'm like, man,
Also-
you run a site where people collect albums. Like,
COVID is seeing together. COVID-19 is television. The vaccine is made using luciferase. That's scary. Do not inject yourself with it. Bill Gates and Elon Musk are dishonest people. And 5G is incurring the wrath of the power behind the bees. The Queen Bee is angry. Turn off the TV. Stop using 5G, please. It's hurting the bees. Also, I want everyone to know that if you think you have autism, this means that someone has stolen a part of your heart. The key is to find that person, even one of your parents, and make an exchange with them so that everything is in its right
I
place.
gotta call my mom, I guess.
Autism is also physiological. The drinking fountains in my high school, Grant High School in Portland, Oregon, were filled with lead for a decade. And the superintendent, Carol Smith, if that is her real name,
that's still
knew
the
about
best
it
line.
for decades and let everyone drink poison water. So all
I
the
definitely believe that
have
part.
lead poisoning now. Autism can also be caused by taking Tylenol while pregnant or by waiting too long to have kids and using pitocin, which is made by parapharmaceuticals to cheat the fertility goddess, especially Anu and Kokopelli. Finally, Amerigo
This is
Vespucci
badass.
and his legacy has to give the land back to the native peoples, especially the Multnomah tribe, the Clackamas tribe, the Sioux tribe, the Cherokee tribe, the Cheyenne tribe, the
the Watlala tribe, the Molala tribe, the Assiniboine tribe, the Yanktonai tribe, the Itzapiko tribe, the Apache tribe, the Sioux tribe again for some reason, and the Cherokee tribe again for some reason. Take care. The gods are real. Please don't steal. Yours truly, and with much love, Little Dove.
He's got a very extensive knowledge of like specifically mid and southwestern American Indian tribes.
This is the most fucking you had us in the first half, like constantly. Like it's just like, you're right. We should give land back to the indigenous people. What the fuck are you talking about reuniting the Lutheran Catholic churches? Like you have any control over that?
Oh, the Lutheran doctrine's wrong, and then just casually mentions a fucking fertility goddess in the second half, where it's just like
I've gone onto his website, Little Dove, Hagel's Bagels, and it's called Little Dove Gariety. And this is his bio here. Little Dove is a philosopher. He works on the relationship between death of God theology and unsolved scientific problems, especially in medical science and especially in relation to autism. He wrote his thesis on the dialectical hermeneutic of contradiction called Working Through Aporia, 3 Case Studies and Interpretation. He also created neverendingchartrendering.org, a tool that helps music lovers create collages of their favorite albums.
Truly his most groundbreaking contribution to you.
It's just so funny in context with all
we should not allow 4chan users to learn how to code.
I mean, I don't think this is a 4chan dude. I think this is just like a seriously philosophy-pilled
It's
dude.
a person we're gonna see a fucking internet historian documentary on in a year because he's gonna like shoot somebody and become a fucking.
I feel like
I also want to point out someone posted a thing that he posted a week ago in my replies on Twitter, and it just says pitocin causes autism. Autism causes toxic masculinity. Toxic masculinity causes feminism. Feminism causes older motherhood.
Shit.
Older motherhood causes birth complication. Birth complication causes pitocin. Autists are survivors. Survivors are super lifers. Super life is super love. Super love is the gift of the Holy Spirit. The gift of the Holy Spirit is autistic. Another one that just says only an army of autistic freaks can save the world from liberal democracy.
That should be the fucking tagline of this podcast.
He has a blog post where he refers to himself as the Lorax as well, and says that he speaks for the autists and the babies that have no voice.
This is the most like you are kind of right, but in the worst way, like shit ever. Like you're like, this is
you're right
about land back.
This is someone
I say we don't grant him that.
I gotta say, the Beach Boys catalog is really funny. They have some really great album titles, such as Summer Days, in parentheses, and Summer Nights, exclamation point. The Beach Boys, today. Fucking Surfing Safari. Beach Boys Party. Smiley Smile.
They have an album called The Beach Boys Love You. Which is their most divisive album.
Is it really?
Yes. I'll send you guys the link to a podcast. Like it's considered the Beach Boys punk album. Where like because it was known for its experimentation with new wave, and like it was said to have an influence on like new wave acts of the time. And it had such polarizing reviews, and Brian Wilson kind of felt defeated by that, and that kind of had himself slip further into his.
I only ever heard Pet Sounds and Surf's Up, and that's it.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, Pet Sounds is the only Beach Boys album I've heard in full. Like, I still need to listen to Love You. I know the history of it because I listened to this podcast called Redemption Songs. Basically, like, what if Train Records were a podcast? Although they've only overlapped in terms of albums, like maybe thrice. My favorite episode of theirs is on Metallica's Lulu, and on They Might Be Giants' John Hett.
I love when we talked about Lulu because it was just like, oh God, thank God we get to talk about this album instead of fucking Saint Anger.
I love that the most recent album of original material from the Beach Boys is called "That's Why God Made the Radio."
That's a Mike Love title, isn't it?
Yeah. Well, Brian Wilson's dead. So I remember, is Brian Wilson alive?
He's alive. He's
Brian
not dead.
Wilson is alive.
What?
Yes.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
He is absolutely alive.
The fuck? He's like 90.
Let's see.
He's 79.
Yeah.
He'll be, yeah. Okay. Anyway. Well, good for him. I really didn't think he'd have made it. Considering.
Yeah, well.
Point is, he was not involved with the making of that album.
No.
But I do remember seeing that album advertised with like Beach Boys box sets on the TV channels that are just commercials that seem to always be on at your grandparents' house.
Yeah.
So like,
Hate them.
I was just like, that's why God made the radio. Now available with the Beach Boys Greatest Hits box set for only $19.99, free shipping.
I need to send you guys something, which is a solo album I've discovered from Mike Love. And
God.
I just need you to look at the album cover specifically. It's something special.
Oh my goodness. Let's see.
It has a 0.9. 0.98 is the rating, which is incredible.
Is this the highest resolution they could get this album art in, or does it actually just look like that? I love how it's adult contemporary, pop rock, vocal surf.
Oh my god.
What the fuck is vocal surf?
There's like 5 just Beach Boys songs on here.
Hang on. I found an even funnier one.
Oh my god. Please. Can it possibly be? Whoa, Jesus Christ.
Unleash the love.
Not unleash the love.
Look at the cover.
Why the fuck is he throwing a damn seagull at me?
It's the love.
Get You Back featuring John Stamos. Oh my god, John Stamos is on here 3 times. Oh no. Oh,
AJR is on here.
feature.
Darling featuring AJR.
Oh my god.
I love his punny album titles on his name. Looking Back with Love.
I hate him so much. Mike Love's Christmas album, Reason for the Season, is great because it is clearly a stock photo with a frame on it. That is it. That is literally it. It is his Reason for the Season, and it's a picture of like the Aurora Borealis in the North Pole. And it's like, dude, I know it's Christmas, but like that's not what people.
I like the cover for his single "Do It Again," which instantly has a 0.91 rating. It's just a photograph of him wearing a hat that has his name on it.
Oh, by the way, actually, this is a good set. Like, I guess this is a good thematic episode because Christian Love, Mike Love's son, yes, that is his name, Christian Love, does backing vocals on Dawn FM. Like, he's somewhere on Dawn FM.
Fuck me.
Shout out to the timeless 2006 single "Santa's Going to Kokomo."
Fuck off.
The only Kokomo I acknowledge is Kokomo, Indiana.
That is
I'm sorry.
Absolutely
Last
correct.
one. I'm sorry. You just have to look at the single art for the song.
All right,
You just
play it on me.
You just have to see it.
Just consider that I really don't want to.
Are you fucking kidding me? I could have made this in MS Paint when I was like 12. Oh
I'm
my
saving
god.
this. I'm fucking saving this and sharing it.
This is so fucking good.
There's a distinct possibility that this isn't even real, and someone's just put it on here, and no one would be any the wiser.
I love that like there's a litany of 0.5-star and 1-star ratings for that single, and then like 2 3-star ratings, and I'm like, what shit do you got to go through in life to give this single, to rate this on Rate Your Music and give it a positive rating? What has to happen to you?
I'd have more respect if it was like a 4.5 or a 5. Like what? Because like you have to have some faculties to be like, it's not great, but like,
you had to put in thought.
His last musical release is a quarantine song released in May of 2020 called "This Too Shall Pass."
Thanks, Mike.
Where he
I was
is
really waiting for that one.
Where he's apparently layered an auto tune.
Oh no. You need to cut, if you're still recording, you need to cut out this segment and put it at the end, and then just put up the album art for all of the things that you've shown.
I'll save it for something. I love this room comment. The instrumentation sounds like one of the fucking Casio keyboard demos that Wesley Willis would improvise off of. And even I think that comparison is a deep disrespect to Willis's powerfully tragic story, Crusty Old Cunt. This is my favorite description of Mike Love ever. Crusty old cunt.
There's not a word of a lie there.
No.
It's just that word, that English word crusty, was invented to describe this man.
I think cunt was too.
Life in quarantine as a ladies' man.
Is that like the 4th Game Grumps adjacent joke that we've dropped in this recording?
I thought that was
probably, but what else is new?
One person has described it as garage band core, which I love.
That I've heard plenty of decent things come out of garage band.
You know what? Fair enough.
As always, folks, rock over London, rock on Chicago, TED Talk. Ideas worth spreading.
That's why is every single one of these so bad?
Like an STD.
Yeah, that's the first thing that comes to mind.
I fucked Ted. I know where Ted. I have met Ted.
Fuck Ted.
I
Rhiannon and I send that picture to each other like daily.
Why?
Because it's funny.
Put it like in what context?
I fucked him.
You don't need context.
Yes. What? You know what? Okay.
Yeah, cat show.
Stevie, why look at
oh, cat show.
Cats. Oh, goddamn cat.
Stevie, why don't you love me?
As usual in my life, I am now surrounded by pussy.
You're the only one without it.
Oh, there's Stevie.
No, because if you look in the Zoom, I'm surrounded.
Funny.
Fuck you.
Seems to go at the end of the episode. Just a little do not watch this segment.
I always like to show this cat off every time I come home because she is 20 years old this year, and so
oh my god,
will probably not be around a huge amount of time.
That has to be in contention for the oldest cat living. I'm not kidding.
I'm pretty sure that there are other cats that are older than this.
Oh, maybe
going
like
to
2
Google
years.
Who is the oldest cat?
It's a cat named Cookie from Texas who is 38 years old.
Get fucked. It is not.
That's real. I'm not making that
no,
up.
August is actually right, except he got the name wrong. It's a cat named Cream Puff.
Cream Puff, that was it. Okay. I knew it started with a C.
Cookie's a much better
age
name.
38, Austin, Texas, US. Jesus.
Pathetic. Pathetic.
Cream Puff has outlived Kurt Cobain.
Jesus.
Cream Puff was alive before the First World War.
Cream Puff served.
The 10th oldest cat is 31 years, so she's got a ways to go.
She's got to hold on.
You got to hold on, hold on. You got to hold on, take my hand, standing right here. You got to hold on.
Anyways.